On this episode, we talk about measuring your food. Is it essential for losing weight, or is it just an unnecessary pain in the ass? Hi there, welcome to another episode of Weight Loss on the Daily. I'm Chris Barlics, hope you're doing well. Today we have a great question from Kathy from Arizona. What's up, everybody in Arizona? Beautiful state. Kathy asks, I'm having trouble measuring my food. It seems like a reasonable request, but it just seems like a big pain. I'm not sure if I should keep doing it or if I should try another strategy. What's your suggestion? Kathy, here's my take on measuring food. I think life is too short to be measuring everything that we put into our body. That is neither natural, nor do I think is a long-term strategy for success. However, I also think that there's a fine line between not measuring your food and being completely oblivious to what you're doing. And what you want to do is kind of be somewhere in the middle. We want to be aware of how much we're eating, but we don't need to measure it each and every time. And in a later episode, we're going to go over about why calorie counting isn't exactly the greatest strategy either, because calories are an unreliable measure. I know it sounds weird, but we'll talk about it later on. But here's what my point is for today. Kathy, you don't have to measure. If you think it's being more of a stress than it is a helpful strategy, then stop measuring, but have an awareness of what's going on. And I think that's one of the things that many people struggle with, is they're not aware of how much they're truly eating. There's something that they call portion distortion, right? Because of the way things are packaged nowadays, because things are bigger as far as plate sizes and bowl sizes and glass sizes, we're not really aware just how much we're eating. So here's my tip. Really pay attention to the serving size that's on whatever you're eating. So for example, average serving size of cereal is 3/4 of a cup. Now I have an average size bowl here. It's not a particularly large bowl, and 3/4 of a cup of cereal is about half of this bowl filled up, as you can see. No more than that. So a lot of times I think we just in the morning dump the cereal into the bowl high up, and we don't realize we might be consuming twice as much as recommended, and thus the amount of food is double, and thus the amount of calories are double. Pasta. Pasta is an interesting one. Average serving size of pasta, give or take, is about 140 to 150 calories. But here's the key. This is an average size of pasta. This is an average serving size. Notice this is a small plate and it's taking up about half of it. And I'm not talking about height either. It's pretty flat. A lot of times when we eat pasta, we're eating far more than the serving suggestion, if you will. Soda. This is Coke. I'm not a big fan of Coke, but I wanted to pour something dark for you to see. And you'll see there's 140 calories of Coke in this glass. That's 12 fluid ounces or 1 serving size. And it takes up a little bit more than half of, this is not even a big glass, just an average size glass. So if we pour it up to the top, we're getting more calories than we even thought we were getting. And of course, if you go back for seconds and refills, you're getting even more. And don't get me started on those supersized containers. Just think about how many calories you're truly having there. Sometimes it could be as many as 5 to 6 times what it is, almost like 1,000 calories in one big serving of soda. And then there's ice cream. And ice cream I need to make a little room for. I'm a fan of ice cream. I really love ice cream, and imagine my disappointment when I learned that the average serving size or recommendation serving size for ice cream is a half a cup. And here's a half a cup of ice cream. And this is a regular bowl, right, that I would usually eat it in. And here's the disappointing thing. When you look at just how big a half a cup of ice cream is, it really isn't a whole heck of a lot. So I'm going to try to scoop as much out as possible, and I'm going to show you a half a cup of ice cream, or a serving of ice cream, which is usually right around 140, 150 calories. That's disappointing. That's a half a cup of ice cream or serving size. It's so easy, right, to have 4 to 5 times that amount. And in which case, we're getting close to the 750 to 1,000 calorie range. So, Kathy, I guess my point being, do you have to measure everything to the ounce? Not at all. I mean, it's a stress, it's a pain, and it's not really a long-term strategy for success. It's just not reasonable. But I want you to be a little bit more aware of what you're eating as far as serving size. That's my tip for today. So I hope you found that helpful. Thank you so much for watching, and as usual, you keep focusing on your why, I'll be here each and every day helping you figure out the how, because you, with a little bit of me, are achieving your weight loss goal one day at a time. Have a great rest of your day. See you next time.